Welcome back, Hordlings, to more Wizardry, the legacy of Llylgamyn. We are starting Wizardry 3, the hardest by farthest of the 3 Wizardries we've embarked on so far. I'll get into that in just a second. You can see we are back here at the castle, and I need to get my controller working. Alright, so we are all very familiar with the interface here. We'll go over our characters, we'll go over what the new Wizardry legacy of, this is Legend of Llylgamyn, I believe, is the third one. And we'll kind of go, or this is Legacy of Llylgamyn. I can't remember. But we're going to go over what's in store with us. First, let's quickly go over our characters. You have to grind in the beginning of this. This is, again, the hardest of the 3 Wizardries. It's going to take more grinding. It seems like your wizards and your priests gain spells slower. I actually have had levels where Clot and Ronstock refuse to learn spells. The monsters are harder. And yeah, there's one big caveat, which we'll see if you can figure out what's changed before we get around to it. We'll go to Gilgamesh's Tavern here. I've got everyone up to level 6. I haven't explored level 1 at all. I've just spun in a circle, literally in the first room. And spent what gold I could at Boltec's trading post. And yeah, got the best armor and weapons that we could have possibly got up to this point. Alright, so you can see the icons from the first Wizardry and the second there under Luglug's name. He is the Knight of Diamonds, and also we have the emblem for defeating Werdna in the first game. Good old level 6, fighter human. Strength is already at 18, IQ 17, Piety 16, Vitality 18, Agility 18, Luck 16. He's wielding a mighty broadsword, wearing plate armor, using a heater shield, wearing a sallet, and using iron gloves. So right away you're going to notice that the items have changed, and we'll kind of go over that. I found a new trick to rolling hit points, so we should be good. Fighters are supposed to get D10, Samurais D8, Ninjas D6, Priest D8, and Mages, Wizards D4, plus any Vitality adjustment, but it's, I don't know, it's skewed. All of our guys started at 12 hit points at level 1 again, so the first level was a very weak adjustment. Let me show you. I do have my sheet that I am continuing on here. Let me bring it up, and we will go over kind of our advancement so far. So here is Wizardry 2's full advancement. I never did show it at the end, but here's level 1 all the way up to when we got to level 18 with a couple of our characters. And then I even added a little bit of a hit point comparison from the first Wizardry game, just to see what kind of where we were. I don't think that characters go past 18 in part 3, like we had in part 2, where our dwarf had 20 strength, 20 vitality, our hobbit had 25 luck. So far, everybody's kind of maxing out at 18. So you can see here, I have our average hit point column, which I've added. Our additional hit points we're gaining per level that we are then adding into the next level. The yellow, of course, signifies an upgrade in that particular attribute. So you can see here on the very first level, I had a hard time getting any extra hit points for Fidget and Ronstock, and that's probably because their hit points were already above where they're supposed to be, especially with, not enough vitality. I think it's +1 vitality for 15, +2 for 16 to 17, +3 hit points for 18. I don't know. It's a bit wonky, to be honest. But then you'll notice I started finding tricks of getting more hit points. And that trick was after I would instead of just reloading within the tavern itself and then trying to go up, I would back out of the tavern and come back in. And I noticed I was getting different variables. Not always necessarily more hit points, but different attributes tied to the additional hit points or whatever the max hit points was for that level. I'm not sure if that's really helping, but it seems to be doing good so far. Again, this gray is kind of like the minimum where we want to be at versus this column. So you can see at level 2, an average hit points for a fighter with no vitality bonus should be around 20. An average hit points for a samurai would be around 16. A ninja would be 12. A cleric or priest rather would be 16, and a mage would be 8. This again is with no vitality bonus, but I figured if I could at least hit that minimum per level, that we'd be doing okay. And as you can see, as we've gotten down to level 6, Llylgamyn's 8 hit points above the, let's just call it the median, even though it's probably a lot higher than the median. Trog is also at 68. Llylgamyn as a samurai is way above where he would be. Fidget's doing pretty well. I was a little worried at first, but I've been able to get him some pretty nice bonuses. So he is at 44 versus 36. And Clot is at 56 versus 48. And even Ronstock as a wizard that sorry, I can't talk. That would be rolling a D4. 6 times 4, 24, plus a vitality bonus. He started at 15, so maybe 1 hit point, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus 30, plus 24 would be 39. Yeah, 39 with all perfect rolls for 6 levels. And he's at 36. So I think we're doing well with the hit point scaling. Of course, we could have made Fidget and Ronstock fighters and just beamed them up there, but I'm trying to play the game more naturally without having to do the class change. It makes it a little bit more daunting, but heck, that's what Wizardry is all about. And I haven't had to do that yet. I figured I beat the first game and the second game without doing that, minus the obvious class chains for our samurai and ninja. So I figured I'd go ahead and tackle this one with the same methodology. So anyways, you'll notice something has changed with 2 of our characters specifically. This is the equipment that we have, just so you can see. We're down to armor class 1 with Trog and Llylgamyn because of their layout. I still have to get the iron gloves for Llylgamyn. They're 2,500 gold. And if you're spinning in a circle in the very first entry room, that takes a while. Fidget doesn't have shit, and he still has terrible armor. I mean, it's not terrible, actually. It's better than Ronstock's, but he's not wearing anything. Fidget's down to 6 AC. We're going to get him armor eventually because it's just going to be better than his natural ninja bullshit, which is a complete flop. In fact, the only good thing about the ninja is the decapitation, the instant kill. And once you get them good enough to open all the chests, they're a little bit better than the thief, but they're not the badasses I thought they were. If the armor class had naturally gotten a lot lower, to where they were -10 by level 20, then it would have been a lot cooler of a class. Clot, we got her a breasticle plate and a heater shield and a mace. You can see she's almost maxed. Again, I'm pretty sure 18 is the max in this third one, so it's interesting how they changed the attributes around. I think Fidget, Trog he'd be a 19 vitality by now. And our Hobbit, he'd certainly be in, plus 18 in luck or agility. He was 22 and 25 in the last game. So yeah, I think they changed it back to just everyone being 18. And we're of course all 20 years old. So have you guys noticed or spotted the difference, the change? Here is the change. Look at Llylgamyn's alignment and look at Clot's alignment. So Llylgamyn and Clot have been evil up until now. Why did I change them? Well, This game is this Wizardry 3 is very fucking interesting. So the even levels, only good characters can go onto the evil levels, or actually I should say only a majority good party can go onto the even levels of this dungeon. Only a majority evil party can go on to the odd levels. And I believe there's a level where you have to have either a majority, or you can't have, or excuse me, you can't have the final level, you cannot have a majority of neutral characters. So if your inclination is to just make a full neutral party, sure, you can get through levels 1 through 5, but then you can't get to level 6. So the intentions of the bastards that created this was for you to make an all good party and an all evil party, and then you would use your good party to get to the good levels, you'd use your evil party to get to the bad levels, and then they would congregate and trade out items and figure it out how to get to the final level, and so on and so forth. So they wanted you to build 2 parties, level 2 parties, and all that. So I found a workaround, I think. I haven't tested this because I haven't left the first room. But if you don't have a majority of anything, you should be able, theoretically, and again, I haven't tested this, theoretically, we should be able to go to all the levels because we have 2 good, 2 evil, and 2 neutral. Here's the caveat. We're not supposed to be able to have these good and evil characters together. So what I had to do, and I have my game saved. I'm going to do it again just in case. So when you create the party, you can't put good and evil characters together. So what I had to do was a trick that I showed you back in Wizardry 1 when Llylgamyn accidentally became good, is you can dump them in the maze itself, and then you can pick up the other party members and go search for them in the maze, and then you can combine them within the maze itself. Once you do that, you can come back into town and they stay together. They won't stay together if I go into the training grounds. If I go in here, it'll wipe the slate clean, and then I'll have to go dump them in the maze and reform them once again, and we don't want to do that. So where it's going to become tricky is I have our ID wizard in there, and we're going to have to leave out certain party members to ID items once we start doing that part of the game. You know, opening chest and identifying things so that we're making money until we have 300, 400,000 gold pieces. Then we'll just stop doing that altogether. But until that time comes, I'm going to have to drop certain party members into the maze, bring the rest into town, get Mr. ID, who's evil. So the good guys, Llylgamyn and Clot, will have to hang out in the maze and fuck. And yeah, our evil party will come back and ID items. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but the more I thought about it, versus having a double level parties, the more I thought this would probably be the best thing if we can pull it off. Here's the other caveat. We don't want any of our characters to change alignment. So if we go and attack friendly creatures, our good guys might accidentally turn evil. And there's always a chance evil guys might turn good from just doing anything good in the game. That might include killing regular monsters. So we have to keep a close eye on alignment. We always have to have 2 of each. If that ever changes, it's an instant reload because we do not have fucking time to go find friendly creatures and kill them to bring good creatures back down to evil and vice versa. So anyways, welcome to Wizardry 3. It's going to be interesting. I don't think there's a lot of people that have this completed on YouTube. I've seen, especially with this specific Super Nintendo game. And also, another thing I found in my research is there's a Sega Saturn version of this with, you know, enhanced graphics and sound. I'm not sure that the more I watched of it, the more I was kind of glad I'm doing the Super Nintendo version. But anyways, that, you know, feel free to, if you're in the mood to LP something, feel free to LP this same game on the Sega Saturn with the updated graphics and sound. It looked cool. This is kind of a better blend of old school and new school for me, I guess, versus, you know, considering that we're playing a game that came out in the 80s and was wireframe black and white. So I didn't feel like going with the Sega Saturn version, even though it's kind of late. It's kind of too late in the game for that. So anyways, here we are. Let's hit the maze. The Legacy of Llylgamyn. Oh, we got to go over the story. Oh, and the other interesting thing about this is all the stairs are going down. So we're, instead of going up like a tower, we're going down like a dungeon. Or excuse me, down is back to town. Yeah, we're going up like a tower in this. Yes, that's right. Instead of going down like in a dungeon in the previous 2 games, we're going up like in a tower in this game. Got it backwards. So I don't have Maporific yet, unfortunately. I have Heal Paralysis. We got a good light spell. And that's basically my best heal spell is our level 1 Dios. And then we have some attack spells. Ronstock has his mage spells here. And of course we have the good old Duma pick. And as you can see, I accidentally stepped out of the room and went right back in, but all we have mapped is this one entry room here. Because I wanted to save all the fun stuff for you guys. But yes, we are level 6, that's going to help. I tried venturing out at level 1 or 2 and immediately got my ass kicked, and I was like, no, we better wait. We better grind a little bit so that this isn't too painful for the hordes to watch. So you're fucking welcome. I've been spinning in a goddamn circle for 13 weeks. Alright, so what's Wizardry 3 all about? The Legacy of Llylgamyn. Which it's interesting because, isn't that the name of the game? Or is the Story of Llylgamyn is the name of the game? Or the compilation of all 3 of these on the Super Nintendo. Legacy of Llylgamyn is the name of the 3rd Wizardry. Which was, of course, originally just titled Wizardry Legacy of Llylgamyn, the 3rd scenario. This one was published in 1983 by Surtech, and the city of Llylgamyn is threatened by the violent forces of nature. Earthquakes and volcanic rumblings endanger everyone. Only by sinking the dragon, the Kebrith, or Kebrith? I don't know. Can the city be saved? It's another 6-level dungeon crawl, although the dungeon is a volcano, so the party is journeys upward rather than downwards. The gameplay and spells are identical to the first 2 scenarios. Parties of up to 6 characters can adventure at one time. This game is set years later, so the characters are actually the descendants of the original characters. So this is Llylgamyn and Ronstock Jr. They keep the name name and class. However, Llylgamyn Jr. and Clot Jr., they're good for some reason. This was the first adventure game with Windows Manager, released before the first games on the Macintosh. It was delayed a year for using the technology. Llylgamyn was originally a typo. It was supposed to be spelled with only 1 L. Apparently they kept it. Softline in 1983 praised the game, stating that it wasn't written, it was composed. The dungeon feels like a living, breathing entity, and concluded it is the best of the 3 games. Okay. So that's a little bit of the backstory. Let's fucking get into it. I'm just trying to find any other useful information that might help. Just talking about the alignment here. The 2nd and 4th levels can only be accessed by parties with no evil characters. That's not true. From what I've researched, it just can't be a majority of either evil or good. But we're about to find out. I haven't gotten to the stairs to test this. So I might get there and we might realize that we are going to need 2 parties. But it's my understanding that you just can't have more good than evil. You can't have more evil than good. And what makes that more difficult is you can't make everyone neutral. Priests have to be good or evil. Samurais have to be neutral. So certain classes have to be certain alignments. Ninjas are supposed to be evil unless you find a coin or the Thieves' Dagger, which turns a good character to a ninja, things like that. So there's a lot of things that can I don't know, cause changes, inflict changes on what you're actually trying to accomplish. Anyways, enough talking. I've been talking for 20 minutes. Let's start mapping this bitch out. A sign on the door reads barracks. You surprise the monster. It's technically my first chest that I've picked up, because chests only pop up in rooms with static creech. We'll get a light spell up here so you can see the beautiful graphics. A lot of new monsters, so that part's fun, of course. Nothing here is going to nothing here should cause too much of a problem. We just want to make sure that we can get back to the entrance so that we can save our game and keep our items and everything. Probably not going to find anything too spectacular. And I don't know this dungeon very well, so I'm gonna hightail it out of here when my Duma picks start to get low. These fat dusters. Those guys have been good for leveling, by the way. We're just gonna keep going and hope we find something. Poltergeist! Polter, fuck off. I'm not even sure I have the right maps for this. I couldn't find ones that were specifically for Nintendo. So I might be rocking maps that aren't necessarily accurate, which could cause an issue later, but so far this one seems right. Normally you'd get, level 3, 4. We already have a level for Llylgamyn and Trog. That means they're going to be hitting 7. I'm probably not going to worry about that until we're all done with the video, and do that off cam, of course. You stand on a beach. Beyond it lies a dark lake, in which is a small island. Oh, so here's the stairs. Moment of truth. Nope. Didn't work. Okay. So, yeah. If you get shot back to town, that basically means that you didn't pass the test. So we came down. $13. Yeah, I think the maps are different. And we are probably going to need to split up parties. That's going to make things very interesting. So we can take neutral characters, I think, with our good, or we can take neutral with our evil, but we're probably going to need to make some other characters, which means I might be naming some of you Wizardry fans the alternate characters, if that's the case. But I think we need to do a little bit more research, which I will be doing between this video and the next. But I thought I was going to get away with this. I really did. Let's go get our spells back, actually. So the only other thing I could think is if we didn't want to fuck with extra party members, we could just take... We could leave the evil characters. We could leave Fidget and Ronstock behind while we take Luglug, Trog, Lowang, and Clot on the good levels. And then for the evil levels, we could leave Luglug and Clot behind while we take Trog, Lowang, Fidget, and Ronstock. I don't know. This is definitely makes things very complicated with the alignment restrictions. Very annoying. I almost, once I read that, I was like, fuck this. But I'm dedicated to finishing this fucking game and getting it off my list, so we're gonna figure it out one way or another. Even if I have to make two completely separate parties. Luglug leads one party, Ronstock leads the other, fuck it. That's just what we're gonna have to do if we can't figure out something else. You guys are welcome to research and see what you come up with, but I'm afraid we might have to play this as intended. The other alternative, well, yeah, I can't switch alignment now. I'm already 6 levels deep. Yeah, so we'll have to create, you know, I'll have to create like a good ninja or a good thief and a good mage, and then create an evil fighter and an evil priest for the other party. Oh my god. It might get complicated. Let's just keep mapping for now while I figure it out in my head. And yeah, the Nintendo maps are definitely different than the PC maps. There's similarities. They're not completely different. They never have been, but these maps are different than what I have, so I am gonna have to find better maps. Or maybe not. I don't know. This looks familiar. Oh well. We'll persevere. Or go crazy trying. Crawling kelp. Crawling kelp suck. Because they damage you. They can do pretty decent damage. And they don't give you shit. They're worth like 1 experience point each. I got a knob stick for you. We like dusters. They're good XP. You surprised the shit out of 3 poltergeisties. Oh, little fidget with the early decapitation. First decapitation of the game. I see he's level 6, so that's not unheard of. I'm just trying to map some of the level here at this point. Garian Mage. Yeah, I'm a little butthurt that my plan didn't work. I definitely read in a couple areas that as long as you didn't have a majority of one alignment, it'd be good. So what you have to do is there's certain items you have to get off of the good levels versus the evil levels, and I don't know. I gotta look into it more. It's gonna be a whole thing. Giant Slug! Giant Slug! Lug kill slug! Oh, okay. Alright, we're starting to get this little southeastern region taken care of. We need to go back to where those stairs were, really. And do some more testing. Jesus. They're mad at us. Alright, I'm gonna save while I'm here. Well, now I'm kind of pissed I made my party like this. Because I could have left... I didn't know, though. I had to try. I guess, in retrospect, it'll be... If we do have to make 2 parties, it'll be kind of funny to have Llylgamyn leading the good party and Ronstock leading the evil one. If you watch my Arcanum LP, Llylgamyn was, of course, the good-hearted ogre character, and Ronstock was the evil elven wizard. And Llylgamyn has generally always been a good character in my games, and Ronstock has generally always been evil. And kind of like the yin and yang of the Game Hoarder channel. But yeah, for whatever reason, when I started this, well, because you can't have a mixture of good and evil without the little cheat that I use. So that's the main reason why we ended up making a all evil neutral party in the beginning of the first Wizardry. Hey, you know what? So far, Fidge is doing a pretty decent job. Those guys all left you behind, bro. I gotta figure out how I got out to the fucking stairs. I have no idea. I don't know if it was a teleport or what, but it's definitely not marked on my map how I got out there. I was kind of surprised when I was out there because I was like, how the fuck did I get out here? Before you stands a great fortress. Between its parapets lies a deep moat. A sign on the moat reads, "Beware of moat monsters." Whoa. Holy shit! Good thing we leveled up, folks. Okay, I don't necessarily want to be out there yet. since these are yep, see, we just turned Lug just turned evil. Not that it fucking matters. Not that it matters. But I am gonna reload because we were just back at town, and for now I want to keep him good. Yeah, until I figure out my plan of action, we need to be careful about that. Which means if we find friendly characters, I need to be careful. Normally I'm used to just slaughtering everyone because we're already evil. So this is the other section where you can come out to. That's the 2 doors we got to. And I guess in the original game you could drown here. It would let you go in the water, but they prevented you from being able to do that in this one. You can just basically walk onto the shore and then it pushes you back. Remote monsters. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck I got out there. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this video. Because now we're right above where the stairs were. There must have been some kind of teleport that took me down there. This is the right map. I just don't have... I have no idea where teleporters or anything like that are at. Nope. We had to run. Those some fucking good guys. Ah, fuck. How did I get down there? Solid. Yeah, see, we want to get on that 7-7 area. Or 7-6. That's somehow we ended up down there, and that took us out to where the stairs were. All these kelp are so annoying. Yeah, I don't have a fucking clue. I got some poltergeist. Want to get some? Oh, we got mo monsters! I think we're officially in the fortress at this point. You're no match for the mighty fucking Llylgamyn. So if you accidentally fight good guys, you can flee. As long as you don't kill them, you should be okay. Said trap. Oh, we got it wrong. Hear ye the words of Llylgamyn. To all who trespass here, good or evil, I give my warning. Neither good nor evil alone can triumph here. Oh, you know what? I just found my way back to town earlier. I didn't find my way... Man, I'm dumb. This is the true test. Those stairs we took earlier were supposed to go down. We're supposed to go up. I thought those were... Oh my goodness. All right, so this is the actual test. Now we're at... This is the stairs to level 2. You are forbidden to enter here. Yep. So, it still sends you back to town. Even though we have too good, too evil. So we are, in fact, going to need to split our parties. Which means I will probably pick... I'll have to create... Again, I'll have to create a good thief, you know, and a good mage. And then I'm gonna have to create an evil fighter and an evil priest. So I'm going to pick probably 4 of you that have commented on most of the Wizardry videos since they started at, you know, maybe random, maybe not. I'll pick favorites. It's up to me. And I will somehow manipulate your name into the characters. Because it looks like we are going to need to split characters, except... It's one thing I didn't try. Let's try this. Alright, so I fought my way back into the fortress. We're here back at the stairs again. I believe good, only good can go to... okay. Yeah, I think only good can go into the evil, or excuse me, the even, and then evil goes into odd. So 13, 19. So let's try. We're gonna see if we can. Yeah, we'd have to leave the whole other party back at the... Yeah, we'd have to travel here with just our good guys. Yeah, so I don't know. I think we're going to have to make 2 parties, folks. That's going to make things interesting. It's going to make this game take a lot longer than anticipated. I have no way of removing anyone right here. We have to remove them back in town in the tavern. And then we'd have to run good or evil over here. This is the stairs to, or the ladder to level 3. So yeah, looks like we're definitely, so if we come out here, this is the other stairs. And yeah, we're gonna have to make a good and evil party. I think our neutral characters are fine. But I don't know. We might get to level 6 and realize that Trog and Lo Wang aren't allowed there. But I think at that point we might be able to mix good and evil. I don't know. I've only researched a little bit on this, and for some reason I read somewhere that as long as you didn't have more evil than good, you could get around having to having to fuck around with the split parties. But that might be for the original. That might be for the PC game. It might not apply here. They might have fixed it in this Nintendo port. But anyways, I'm gonna go back to town. You get a free warp at least. And yeah. Now I'm gonna have to deal with getting everything identified here. So we can start making some money. We might find some good stuff here. It doesn't look like it based on price. It looks like a bunch of junk. But it is gold. So what we're going to end up ultimately having to do is coming in here and removing Llylgamyn and Clot, creating 2 evil characters to take their place, and then we'll have to have an alternate party removing Fidget and Ronstock and have 2 good characters take the place of our ninja and our mage, which means our good party is going to lose their ninja. But I think we can get away with having Trog and Llywang in both parties. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some more play testing and figure it out. Anyways, I obviously have lots to do. We'll go ahead and go back into town, or excuse me, back into the maze. And get into a couple fights just to even the video out here. Going to be going to level 7, so I'll get Llywang and Fidget leveled up before the next video, obviously. And who knows? Might be with some more power leveling about to happen. There's definitely, if I have to split groups, I'm definitely going to need to level up the other 4 characters. And I will surprise you guys with who is earning the spots for those. Again, it's going to be 4 of you that have been commenting on these Wizardry videos and not playing favorites or anything. No drain. You're not going to get a character. You're in enough shit already. Although that would be a good mage name. You can see our Fidget, he still needs 4,000 XP. Because he's a pain in the dick to level. But here we are stuck with him. So yeah, that's my big complaint on Wizardry 3. You have to have split parties. And I also hate crawling kelp. I'm gonna have nightmares about fucking kelp. See? All that for 10 experience. Suck my balls, Wizardry 3. Alright, folks, that's a wrap. Gonna save here again and figure out our best path. Thanks for watching.